Kya Chakshurunmritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our Iskcon official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss 14th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, in which there is the story of King Bena. So, in past 6 verses, King Bena's atrocities are being described. In verse 1, it is stated that the great sage Maitreya continued, O great hero Vidura, the great sages headed by Prabhu were always thinking of the welfare of the people in general. When they saw that in the absence of King Anga, there was no one to protect the interests of the people, they understood that without a ruler, the people would become independent and non-regulated. So, when the king ascended to the throne, this Bena, he became all-powerful with 8 kinds of opulences. Consequently, he became too proud. By virtue of his false prestige, he considered himself to be greater than anyone. Thus, he began to insult great personalities. And the purport of Prabhupada Maharaj says, what are those 8 types of opulences? By practicing mystic yoga, a Rajasi could become smaller than the smallest, greater than the greatest, and could get whatever he desired. A Rajasi could also create a kingdom, bring everyone under his control, and rule everyone. These are the Ashtasiddhis, 8 kinds of perfection. So King Bena, however, was not practicing this yoga, but he became very proud of his royal position nonetheless. So verse 10 says that the sages began to think within themselves, because he was born from the womb of Sunita, King Bena is by nature very mischievous. Supporting this mischievous king is exactly like in maintaining a snake with milk. Now he has become a source of all difficulties. Without king there is difficulties. With king there is difficulties. What to do? So in 14 to 28, these 15 verses, it is stated how sages try to pacify Bena. But Bena rather chastised them. Sages say in verse 15 that dharma acharita punsa bangmanam kaya buddhivi lokan viswakan vitardi arthanantyam asangina. Those who live according to religious principles and who follow them by words, mind, body and intelligence are elevated to the heavenly kingdom, which is devoid of all miseries. Being thus rid of the material influence, they achieve unlimited happiness in life. They advised Bena to follow the scripture. In the purport, Siddha Swami says, Niskamanam anantyam mokhyam api. Those who are niskam devotees, they get liberation, mokhyam. So, but Bena reacted. How? He reacted that he said, Vishnu Virincho Girisa Indro Vayor Jamo Ravihi Parjanyo Dhanadha Shwamaha Kitiragni Apampatihi Yeta Chanye Vibudha Prabhu Varsapayo Dev Bhavanti Nrupate Sarvadeva Maya Nrupa. Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Indra, Vayu, the master of air, Jama, the superintendent of death, the sun god, the director of rainfall, Kuvera, the treasurer, the moon god, the predominating deity of the earth, Agni, the fire god, Varuna, the lord of waters, and all others who are great and competent to bestow benedictions or to curse, all abide in the body of the king. For this reason, the king is known as the reservoir of all demigods, who are simply parts and parcels of the king's body. So, in the purport it is stated that by Siddha Swami, that Dev Bhavanti Nrupate Ato Nrupati Eva Isvara. It is actually not fact. He thinks that all these demigods, etc., live in the body of the king, but actually that means he has this mentality that Nrupati Eva Ishwar, I am the Lord. This is a demoniac qualities described in Bhagavad Gita 16th chapter. Tadansa iti bhava. So all the demigods, they are his parts and parcels, like that. So the sages became angry, and the king, who became unintelligent due to his sinful life and deviation from the right path, became actually bereft of all good fortunes. He couldn't accept the request of the great sages, which the sages put before him with great respect, and therefore he was condemned. Uh, if you do offense to the higher people, those who are mm, in a higher position, ayusya jasodharma lokanam sisayeva jahanti sreyansi sarvani punso mad atikrama. We studied in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 4th chapter, with reference to Kansa. All his good qualities diminish by doing offense to the great personalities. So, the great sages, manifesting their covert anger, immediately decided to kill the king. King Vena was already as good as dead due to his blasphemy against the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, without using any weapons, the sages killed King Vena simply by high sounding words. By the words they can kill. So, then what happened? Again, disturbances. In verse 37 it is stated that in those days there were various disturbances in the country that were creating a panic in the society. Therefore all the sages began to talk amongst themselves. Since the king is dead and there is no protector in the world, misfortune may befall the people in general on account of rogues and thieves. So in verse 43 it is stated that after making a decision, the saintly persons and sages turned the thighs of the dead body of King Bena with great force, and according to a specific method, as a result of this turning, a dwarf-like person was born from King Bena's body, Manthana. They are doing this freaking turning. So that person who born from King Bena's thighs was named Bahuka, and his complexion was as black as a cow. All the limbs of his body were very short. His arms and legs were short, and his jaws were large. His nose was flat. His eyes were reddish, and his hair copper colored. Nisada. So he was very submissive and meek, and immediately after his birth, he bowed down and inquired, Sirs, what shall I do? So the great sages replied, Please sit down. That means Nisida. That's why this Nisada race came. And the Nisada, the father of the Nisada race, was born. So thereafter we see that how there will be another great person, that is Pruthu. He is an incarnation of the Lord. So he will see about his good qualities. He is also an incarnation of the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. As we have heard in first canto, third chapter, so many incarnations are described. Among them, this Pruthu was one of them. Pruthu is famous. He ruled the kingdom in such a way that all the people, the citizens were very happy. And in fact, the founder Acharya of Iskcon, Srila Prabhupada Maharaj, wanted to meet the Prime Minister, then Prime Minister, and to advise her. Mrs. Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister, to advise her to rule the kingdom or to rule the country according to Shastra, according to Pruthu's advice. Pruthu has given so much advice. Prabhupada Maharaj wanted that these advices should be written in the parliament. But the then Prime Minister didn't listen to that. So if we can act according to the Vedic literature, then not only we will be happy, but all others also. The king or the ruler of the country is expected to be than opulence of the Lord. Naranang Naradipam is stated in Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter. But if the king doesn't follow the rules, what will happen to the kingdom? And in fact, this will happen in this stage of Kali. It will be stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto. Already we have discussed this point. First 12th canto, first chapter. Prajaste bhakai sandhi mrecha rajana rupina. The citizens will be eaten by those kings. They are mrecha. They are very low class people. Being the ruler, becoming the ruler like this. This will happen in the age of Kali. And so we will hear how Prabhu Maharaj will rule the kingdom. This the king, the chief of the kingdom, is expected to be in this, to act in this way, just like Prabhu Maharaj. So thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like our channel and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.